Most business model innovations cannot be done by you alone. You'll need others. Others that bring in a valuable technology or that you need to reach your customers. Some of them, they will be happy to help you because the business model innovation is profitable for them too. Others, they might be skeptical or even try to block your business model innovation. Knowing who these stakeholders are and what's in it for them, that's one thing. But how do you involve them along your business model innovation process? Should you talk to them early on or should you wait? And how to deal with large numbers of stakeholders that you cannot control? In this video, you'll learn 4 main trade-offs when involving stakeholders in business model innovation. Now we talk about stakeholders and not partners for a reason. What are stakeholders? A stakeholder is anyone who is affected by your business model innovation or who plays a role in making it happen. Now it could be a partner that has something that you need, but it could also be a party that might be able to block your innovation. Let's take the example of a mobile app developer. This app developer, they have a great idea. She wants to develop an app through which people can view old TV shows. The value proposition would be enjoying any TV show ever recorded on your mobile phone. The revenue model is not so clear yet. Often people don't want to pay for old TV shows. Perhaps we could earn some revenues with advertisements? Now, what stakeholders do we need to consider here? Who has critical resources that are needed to make this business model innovation happen? One critical type of stakeholder would be broadcasting organizations. They own the rights of all TV shows. But that's not always the case. Sometimes the producer of the show owns a part of the copyrights too. So what we're facing here are a lot of different stakeholders that could block our business model innovation idea. It's clear that we need approval from all stakeholders involved. How to solve this? We've identified 4 main issues about stakeholder involvement based on studying several cases of business model innovation. The first issue is about timing. When should we start to talk to broadcasters and other right owners? Early on, because we need their commitment to make it successful? Maybe that's a good idea, but it will also cost a lot of time to talk to them and take into account whatever they want. And maybe they're so skeptical about our ideas to create a nice app, or they might steal the idea. So maybe we rather wait. We first develop the app, make it look great, and then do some initial tests with users. Then, if we show it to the broadcasters, they might be more willing to give us the rights to use the content. Or maybe they don't, and we will have done all these things in vain. So the first trade-off is when to involve the stakeholders. Early on, while the business model idea is still developing, or later in the process, once we have a good feel about the business model potential. Both have specific risks. A second issue is what we should discuss with stakeholders when. When we talk to broadcasters, do we just discuss business model issues, like how much we will pay them to use the TV shows? Or should we also discuss operational and technical issues, like how to make the TV shows accessible? Often we see in cases that people only discuss the business part of it. That's understandable, but it creates a risk. Maybe you'll agree with stakeholders on the business side, but what if the operations don't match? Or what if you're using different technical standards? Again, we need to think how much to discuss with stakeholders and on what level of detail. A third issue is about managing complexity. In our case, we'll have many broadcasters. In the Netherlands alone, there are a few dozen. It's even worse because we will have hundreds of producers involved. How to manage this complexity? Now, in the cases that we've analyzed on business model innovation, we see 3 main tactics. One is to involve each and every stakeholder that might be relevant. That only works if there are not so many. Another is to involve branch organizations that represent groups of stakeholders. In our case, perhaps we could involve the branch organization of the producers. A third tactic is to involve role models per stakeholder group. So then we will talk to 1 or 2 broadcasters and we assume that whatever they say will hold for all the others too. The fourth issue is about how the relationship is managed. Do you strive for a collaborative relationship based on mutual trust? Do you have some control or power over stakeholders? Of course, that would help a lot to smoothen the process. Or perhaps you can use others to influence your stakeholder. We often find that a mix of trust and power that helps to smoothen the business model innovation process. Now in our example, this is quite tricky though. The app developer, they won't have formal power over anyone here. Perhaps they should partner up with the Ministry of Culture that subsidizes the public broadcasters and use that formal power on the background. So what we've seen in this video are 4 main issues that you have to tackle when involving stakeholders in your business model innovation. You'll need to make trade-offs on them. When to involve stakeholders, what to discuss with stakeholders when, how to deal with complexity, and how to manage the relationships with stakeholders. And what are the costs? Will involving stakeholders delay your market launch? Challenging questions and never one right answer. But considering these 4 main questions does help you to come up with a conscious plan on when and how to involve external stakeholders, who can make or break your business model innovation. Good luck!